The woman that went to work and then came home to find that her child had been neglected all day, she did tell us that she was going to do an update on Monday, and she did. And for the people that asked if she has a GoFundMe or a way to donate, she does. I'll post that at the end of this update. She says, update to the am I the a-hole for losing it on my husband for not taking care of our newborn the whole time I was at work. She says, hi guys, me again. Not a very exciting update, but all the same, we are in the shelter now. It has been a whirlwind day. One of the shelter workers had to meet us at the hotel and inspect my car to make sure there was no tracking device. I had to show that my location is turned off on my phone. I had to go over to the shelter. I had to go over the shelter's rules and sign a form that I wouldn't break them. Curfew is at 9 p.m., no exceptions. I asked about my job and how the restaurant is open till 10 p.m. and what if I get scheduled to work that late. The shelter worker said that it didn't matter. Break curfew, and that's one strike. 3 strikes, and you have to leave. I can't share the address with anyone, can't have any packages addressed to me. So for those who wanted me to make an Amazon wish list, I can't do that right now. I have to provide or cook 2 meals per month for all of the residents of the shelter. All of the other residents have to do the same. No eating in the room I'm assigned to. I have to be okay with sharing my room if more residents are brought in. The shelter will provide things like toilet paper, pads, tampons, but if I want special stuff like my own body wash or shampoo or laundry detergent, I have to purchase that on my own. The room that I'm assigned to is definitely meant for a bigger family because I'll be sleeping on the bottom bunk of a bed and there's barely enough space to fit the pack and play they're letting me use for my daughter. When we got to the shelter, they had me fill out the application for WIC, SNAP, TANF, Medicaid for both myself and my daughter. They gave me a list of HUD apartments to start calling and applying for low-income housing. I was also given a list of lawyers to contact to start the divorce and custody arrangement. My soon-to-be ex-husband has not tried contacting me. No phone calls, no texts, no voicemails, nothing. But his mom, my mother-in-law, has gone off the deep end. I made the mistake of opening my texts from her and seeing all of the vile, nasty stuff she was sending my way. She said that made my stomach turn, and I showed the shelter worker who was helping me complete these applications, and her response was, "You've got a long fight ahead of you." My ex mother in law made it clear that she's going to do everything in her power to win this situation. And I guess my soon to be ex just lied to her and told her I up and left with the baby and just abandoned him or some shit. I'm scared about this because my ex's parents have money and I'm pretty sure they will use it against me to hurt me and keep my daughter from me. I don't know if my ex is going to just let his mom take over and do everything for him, but I have this pit of anxiety in my stomach that is going to be ugly and they aren't going to let it go without a fight. My ex mother-in-law is the type to think her son can do no wrong. I have all of the paperwork I was given at the emergency room on Friday, along with my daughter's discharge papers, and I've made an appointment with her pediatrician for this Friday. I've also reached out to get a police escort to go back to the apartment I was sharing with my ex to get my things if he hasn't trashed them or destroyed my stuff. The shelter was kind enough to let me use their pack and play for my daughter, but she needs clean bottles and passies, and I have boxes of diapers and wipes. We will need cans of formula that I can't let go to waste. I need my own clothes. I use the hotel soap bars to wash my hair in the hotel, and it has left my hair feeling greasy, and I feel so grimy. I've been wearing the same clothes since Friday, and I asked the shelter worker if they could spare any clothing for me. I wear a size medium, but all they have is extra large underwear, so every 3 steps, I'm having to hike up my underwear. I left behind my own special blanket from childhood and a teddy bear that I passed down to my daughter. There are some sentimental things that I would love to have back, but I don't know if my ex would be spiteful enough to trash them to get back at me. The shelter also works with the daycare that will take my daughter for me to go back to work. I'm nervous about leaving her alone, but I know I need to work. I know I will have a CPS case opened against me for taking my daughter to the ER on Friday night, but I don't know when I'll actually hear from them. I'm still going to cooperate and give myself the best chances of getting full custody if I can. I know CPS gets a bad rap, but I didn't have any control over the case being opened when the ER doctor is a mandated reporter. Please stay out of my inbox telling me I'm a piece of for getting CPS involved when I wasn't given a choice. The good thing is my ex has no access to my bank account. My car is in my name and he can't take it away from me. My phone and phone bill are in my name, so no account shared with him. I'm exhausted from barely sleeping all weekend and literally cried over eating a McDonald's cheeseburger earlier because I've been so stressed and concentrated on my daughter, I haven't eaten much. But I'm really hoping I hear something back soon for assistance and can hopefully get into a low income apartment so we aren't in the shelter forever. I'm still scared of what's to come for our future just because I don't know what to expect. I just want to wash my hands clean of my ex and raise my daughter in a safe environment. I'm about to put baby girl down for a nap and take a nap myself if I can. I know it's not much of an update, but I will update everyone again once the wheels start moving. I feel like I've lived 4 lifetimes since Friday. This is a big update. She says it's not much of an update. This is huge. A lot of women can't get out over a weekend. This is huge for somebody. And hopefully somebody sees that this woman has done it with a 9-week-old baby and understand that you can do this too. Whew, edit. First lawyer I called that the shelter provided me with their number does not work pro bono and wanted a retainer of $3,500. So that's a no-go. Trying not to feel down about it when I have a list of others to call as well. I'm going to get a P.O. box set up as well so I can have my mail. Working on getting a police escort back to the apartment so I can get some of our stuff and not use what little resources the shelter has. Here's hoping my stuff is okay and not demolished. So I told you guys I would update on Tuesday because she updated on Monday, and that is what I'm doing. And here's her GoFundMe, helping Amelia and Stella escape neglect and abuse. She has raised, and this is as of this morning, I just checked, over $14,000. And she had a goal of $6,000. So it just goes to show you how social media can be used for good. So that's the update. I'm not really getting into the comment section because we have been talking about this already, but I did at least want to provide that information if anyone is interested. You guys jump in the comments. Let me know what you think about this update. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. So I'm just going to jump right into this. The title speaks volumes. This was posted in the 2X chromosome subreddit. This woman said, I had a sudden medical emergency. And when I told my husband I was going to the ER, he replied with, what am I supposed to get her for breakfast? Please keep in mind that men are the most logical leaders. Keep that in mind in the front of your head. Men are the most logical leaders. All right, let's get into her post. We were babysitting our 4-year-old granddaughter, and I'll spare you the gory details, but I will just say sudden diverticulitis with bleeding, first time ever, and only diagnosed after I go to the hospital. I was in serious pain, and as you can probably guess, I was very scared. It was morning, and we hadn't had breakfast yet, although I had made her popcorn in pain, but not yet scared, because we have this funny tradition called popcorn for breakfast, followed by a good breakfast. Like the title says, when I went to him and quietly said, I need to go to the hospital, his response was, what am I supposed to get her for breakfast? He knew that I had been in pain for a couple of days and was just figuring it was a stomach bug or something that would go away. Maybe the most amazing thing about this is that during college, he worked for a pancake house and was the egg and pancake guy. My reason for posting this is that so any of you who are early into a relationship and not being treated with kindness and respect you deserve, get the F out. He's not going to get nicer over the years. Even if he seems compassionate now, do your best to make sure that that's how he really is. Believe me, there's no guarantee. She's been married for over 40 years. Is it like they become married and then they forget how to do everything that has to do with being an adult. I don't know. But this woman has been married over 40 years. As she typed this up, and she let us know that she has basically a man that is basically furniture with eyes. He's basically useless at this point if he can't figure out how to get breakfast. If he doesn't know how to make it anymore, he can't go somewhere and buy some breakfast. But I'm just saying, do they forget how to do basic human stuff? And the thing is, women of right now are seeing these stories and they're like, get someone else to do it. So how tolerating are you for this tolerable level of permanent unhappiness? That's what you have to figure out. Whew, because I can't imagine being in a medical emergency and my husband not being able to figure something out in the house. This just makes no sense to me. Okay, some of the comments. Mission Reasonable says, I went to Mission Reasonable. I went to the ER with diverticulitis once. It was so bad, worse than being in labor, in my opinion, because at least the contractions would let up. After an hour, the pain just abruptly stopped. That was over a year ago. It still hasn't come back since, but I worry that someday it will. Anyway, it's never too late to leave a bad relationship. I know a woman getting divorced in her 80s after more than 50 years of marriage. Her ex gambled all their money away. If you don't want to put up with him anymore, don't. Muraki says, I know someone whose grandma had a stroke and her husband just let the dogs pee and poo on the floor till she came back from the hospital. He says she could clean it when she got back. She was at the hospital for weeks. Imagine that. I couldn't. I would just have one of my children come back and get me and pick me up and let that man live in that poo and pee house because gross. The OP says, oh my God, these stories just keep getting worse. Rusty Montenegro says, sharing these experiences is important. Our grandmothers, our mothers, our younger selves did not have this kind of network of shared stories. So we thought these things were just how they were, or at least he doesn't hit me. We're seeing women who are realizing that they deserve better. They don't have to keep being belittled, used, and ignored. And it's due to being around other women who understand, experienced, researched why, and made it out. I'm sorry your husband is an ass. And she is right about we are seeing other women share their stories. And that is one of the reasons why I wake up and create these, so we can share stories and have a community circle, a virtual circle where we say, this is not right. The OP says, this makes me feel so glad that I shared my story. Thank you. I already did this message from Mission Reasonable, but the OP says, it was awful. I've learned to live my own life with wonderful friends and lots of activities that keep me super busy. The weird thing is it's in that gray space where many ways he's a good human. But she says he's a good human, but he can't figure out how to make breakfast for a child. Is he a human that knows how to survive, or what? What makes this man a good human? Pretend Panda says he can be a good human and a partner. Apparently, opposed things can exist concurrently. Truths about character are not mutually exclusive. Feline So Lazy says exactly this. Not all good people make good partners. It's moments when you're suffering, when your partner should step up, not add burden to your pain. This woman went to the ER and was in significant pain, and all he could ask was about breakfast for a 4-year-old versus just getting the child some breakfast. Excellent Estimate says, I left mine after 18 years of marriage. We married when I was 18, and I felt traumatized about wasting so long with someone I should have left years previous. But at this point, I felt like I would be fine alone because I was lonely and alone all those years anyway. And I decided he was the one that needed to be alone. I have never been lonely without him or for him. It's better to let someone like that realize the consequences of their actions than to give yourself away for the rest of your life. You should get therapy and leave. It is life changing. You deserve happiness. Absolutely. We do not have to go into our old years anymore with these people. We do not have to stay connected with people that are not adding value. I don't care how much time you have spent with them up to this point. How much time do you have to try to build something for yourself at the end of your life? Guilty Edelon says, I think you have to ask yourself, if a stranger treated another stranger so callously, would you think they were a good person? Why do you hold him to a lower standard when he's treating you that poorly? What are you teaching your kid or kids and granddaughter about how they allow others to treat them? You deserve someone who cares about you. And with that, I'm going to leave it there. You guys join the conversation. Let me know what you think. Hopefully, this woman will hear these stories and make something better for herself. It sounds like she's still keeping herself busy so that she's not stuck at home with this man. But gray divorce is on a rise for a reason, because women are tired of living like this. Anyways, join the conversation. Tell me what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. When I started talking about the 7.2 million prime age working men who were out of the workforce, someone told me about NEET and told me that I needed to look at the NEET subreddit. So I have been watching it recently. NEET, NEET, stands for not in employment, education, or training. And what I have watched in this subreddit are two different camps, or it could be more. But you see the people that are raging against normies or wages, and these are the people that go to work and try to make a living. And there are these people that are miserable being a NEET because they don't have any money. So I don't know where these people that are just able to rage against normies and wages, are they just trust fund babies, or they just have an ample supply of money? But where are they getting this money from? So one of the things, I don't know where they're getting this money from, but my page, my spaces are for women. And ladies, just continue to close your eyes, close your doors, because they just want to attach to a host and suck the time, energy, and resources off of a woman. Do not let that woman be you. Do not be a host to a NEET, because their only other options are being a host to their parents or being homeless. That is their business. Now, this person posted, do you guys ever check out the parenting subreddit? Sometimes parents post complaining about their NEET kids. I saw the first link posted the other day, and it reminded me that a post like that pops up every couple of months. Most of the comments make my soul hurt. I don't know why these people think that their parents are going to support them forever. People don't live forever. So who's supposed to support them after the parent dies or whatever? These people don't have any foresight, and I don't get it. But like I said, this is not my thing to get or understand. I just want women to understand what is out there and to stay away from these people. So the links that he posted was how to get my 30-year-old child to move out. Almost 19-year-old son won't get a job or go to school. 23-year-old son won't get a job. How to get him out of the hardcore anti-work rabbit hole. Okay, so the first comment said, the post telling these parents to kick their kids out and make them starve makes me think of my friend who had extreme social phobia and agoraphobia. He was unable to function outside of his home. His parents ended up kicking him out as an act of tough love. He jumped off of a bridge the same night. This is a tragic situation, but I know people are struggling with mental health or trying to figure out what to do with their children that might have some kind of health issue. I don't know. But, obviously you can't let your child stay in your house forever, because you already know as a parent that you're not going to live forever. So I don't know what the balance is, especially if it's a grown person. Local Mirror says, I call it bird theory, the belief that humans are birds. Such theorists believe with a random swift kick out of the nest, their children will fly away to success. But yeah, it's more like unaliving your child as humans, even if they are adults. Wonder if anyone in that thread is mentioning it's actually illegal to just throw someone you've lived with for a long time to the street with at least ample notice. I don't really want to look at it, to be honest. Wages are crazy. Wages are supposed to just suck it up and continue to provide for someone forever. That's what wages and normies are supposed to do. This person says, people seem to think that adulthood is something that just happens at a certain age. And if you throw someone out onto the street, they will learn because they are old enough, because they themselves learned, or whatever other reason. But that's not true. I'm 25, but I lack any kind of adult skills. I feel no different from a 15-year-old, basically. At 15, I was close to working. I had to learn basic adult skills at the age of 15, if not younger. These parents need to do better with instilling some adult behaviors or something. I don't know what the answer is. If my mom decided to kick me out, I wouldn't magically figure out how to survive and turn my life around. I am fat, I have no savings, and have no friends or relatives to turn to, so I would become homeless. And I don't think I'd be able to handle that life, so I'd be dead within a few days or hours, to be honest. In one of the OP's links, a parent was talking about their depressed son, and most of the replies said they should kick him out. Like, what? If he's depressed while he still has a roof over his head and his small hobbies, what do you think will happen when you take away what little he has? Okay, Attempt says, how pathetic. Normies get together, have kids because, well, that's what people do. F it if it's a life being put to be a slave in this world. You're going to serve our interests while you're a little kid, serving as a topic in couples gossip, being spoiled. But when you grow up, you are discarded and must serve society, the army, millionaires, parents, country, God, the world. And if you dare to disagree, well, you are wrong. Take these drugs and stop questioning. We're not special. We're just another walking bag of meat out there waiting to appear in a gore video. I hate this world. F people. Okay, so there you have that. Let's look at a couple of these posts. This person says, 23-year-old son won't get a job. How to get him out of the hardcore anti-work rabbit hole. She says he is identifying himself as a hardcore anti-work person who wants to live work free, and he blames the anti-work subreddit for it. He said this subreddit is the illuminator, and now he is trapped in this anti-work mindset. He doesn't want to change, but I don't want him to do nothing anymore. I literally cannot pay the bills because he is a big burden with this war inflation. He says working just doesn't interest him. He doesn't care that having a job is a must in order to live. Every job description he reads, he thinks is awful. And the wages are also awful here. They stayed between $3 and $4 an hour, while the cost of living became very expensive, almost like in the US. He feels like if he gets a job, it will lead him to nowhere. He is unemployed since October. He left his first job after 3 months because of low volume. Work from home call center was awful in his opinion. He has no motivation to apply for jobs and said he never will. What he wants to do all day? Watch YouTube, stream video games on Twitch with 0 viewers, visit every country in the world. What? How are you going to visit countries with no money? Try new foods, laugh at memes. Okay. All this without being a wage slave employee for 40 hours a week. If he has to get a job, he will commit the unthinkable. He goes to therapy for months now, doesn't help. I'm at my wit's end what to do. I have no idea. Like this all, it blows my mind as a person that has worked since I was like 17 years old. I don't know what to say to these people, but the reason why I do this is so you can see how the other side is doing, like just another peek into life with other people, because some of this just doesn't compute to my brain, where I know that you need money for rent. I know you need money for food. I know that you need money to do anything. And when you don't have it, it's hard. But these people are like, nope, nope, I'm not going to do it. And they want things, but like, how do you, I have no answers. Y'all jump in the comments. I'm not doing all three of those. I just chose one to click on. Let me know what you think of this. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. I had to come back for a bonus. I just want to reiterate, ladies, this is not your problem to fix. Let these people fix it. We have enough work to do for our own self. Let these people who choose to not work because they don't want to be wages or normies, keep your door closed to them. Get whatever kind of self-defense mechanism you need to keep them out. Let them wither on the vine. This is not your problem. Do not let them into your place because they will not leave. They will attach to you. They will attach to you and try to suck all of your energy, your resources, your money, your soup, your Wi-Fi. They will use your TV and bring along their video game system. Do not let these people attach to you or your home. Now I will end it for real.